Welcome you all back to the channel. Big Spooky Jeff here for another Ren reaction video. A little late today. Busy life. What can I say? I barely get a chance for myself, and I just got back from having lunch with my daughter, and I'm telling you, I don't feel like doing this. I want to just lay on the couch, put on a show, and forget about life for a little while. But I'm here. I'm doing it. Why am I doing it? Well, I don't know. I don't want to leave it to go for too long. And you know what? Like maybe what I need in my life, because it's been a couple of days, maybe I need some Ren. And so, and anyhow, this is the third part to the Money Game series. And I did not want to let it go for too long. And I did. I ended up doing a reaction to Omen 13 yesterday, and that was something that I've been wanting to do for a while, quite a bit actually before I even started this channel. And so it took me a while to get into it because as soon as I did a Ren reaction, it's like I got a reaction from the crowd, and all of y'all wanted me to do the next one and do the next one and do the next one. And there's like the 3 parts and all the acoustics. And so it took me up until just a couple days ago to decide that, okay, I'm going to throw in that Omen 13 one. It's music my daughter listens to. And I want to know more about the music that she's into. And I thought that seeing as I'm doing reaction videos, a good way to do that is to jump onto here and to get that going. But I don't want to leave you guys hanging for very much longer. So here I am, finishing the Money Game series. And we're just going to jump right into it so I'm not babbling for too long like I always do. Money Game Part 3, official music video by Ren. Hang on. Is this Ren playing piano? Or is this someone else? Usually open this up to see what I can see in here. Second pianist, Charlie Woof-Bryne. Viola, Jordan Bergmans. Violin, love violin, Dan Oates. Cello 1, Alexandra Marshall. Cello 2, Marion Porterlance. But who is Piano 1? Song written, composed, arranged, and performed by Ren. So is that him? Piano 1? Our first piano? And then it goes on to talk about who is the kid, the teenager, the champagne girl, photographer, and so on and so forth. So lots of credits in here. Director Samuel and Ren, producer. Wow, there is a lot of credits in here. I love it. I am going to definitely throw those credits in my description. All of them. And I was excited at the beginning because, like, I love piano. Classical piano, love it. You know, I went to my grade school. There was this guy named Brian Peruzzo. He, and I left that school when I was 11 years old. He was one of my first friends, and he played piano. And I remember him doing a recital in our school as a presentation. He was excellent. Yeah, like a star. And ever since then, I had this like love for the piano. And yeah, like what a moving experience as a young child, to see that like a friend of yours can be so magnificent at such a young age, and anyway, so piano, love it. And after reading the credits, like there's violin and cello, like come on. My favorite violinist, virtuoso, James Ennis, and of course, Yo-Yo Ma on the cello. You cannot go wrong with those two, let me tell you. Let's get right back into this. Sorry for interrupting the song.
Tell you a story about a boy named Jimmy. 1 year old and his first words were mine, mine, gimme. 2 years old he was walking, 3 years old walking quickly. 4 years old he was running round the pavements of his city. 5 years old and his daddy told him, listen here son, you gotta learn to be a man. A man he works for what he wants. 6 years old and he's reading, writing, top of the bunch. And when he's 7, his progression made him student number 1. 8 years old and he's praised for unusual grades. 9, his parents paid for private school to nurture the flame. 10, 11, 12, 13, he ascends and ascends. His daddy tells him, son, money is the means to all ends. 14, solving complex mathematical equations. At 15, IQ 150, still elevating. 16, he develops complex software code that detects weaknesses in cybersecurity protocols. 17, and he sells his vision, keeping the share. Not yet an adult, but he's practically a millionaire. 18, and his daddy tells him, now you're a man. This world don't give a damn about you, so take all that you can. 19, he turns a profit, stocks and shares, invest in product. 20, double down deposits. 21, his income rockets. 22, he learns the truth is just an obstacle to wealth. If you manipulate the data, then the lie will sell itself. 23, a life of luxury, crystal and cocaine. 24, he makes the Forbes list, they're applauding his name. 25, and his daddy tells him, listen here son, while you're sitting in that palace, that don't mean that you won. 26, a business shift, he switches business to arms. He's 27, dealing nuclear and shells in Iran. 28, inside the Senate, money bought him a seat. He's 29, a role of counsel in the president's suite. Now he's 30, his daddy says you're losing the race. You're just a servant to the king, not even in second place. 31, a big maneuver for his daddy's approval, moving imports over borders from the exports out of Cuba. 32, moving grams, growing kilos to tons. He's 33, filling warehouses with powder and guns. 34, turf war with nobody to stop it. Blind eye from the po-po inside of his pocket.
That escalated quickly.
"35, he gets the call. I'm sorry, son, but it's your father. Had a heart attack, I'm sorry, he's gone. 36, getting pissed up, abusing his product. 37, eyes glazed, disposition demonic. 38, with a prostitute, a moment of passion. Heating up a silver spoon and then chasing the dragon. 39, getting reckless and hungry for power. Daddy's words are still driving him to kill and devour. Makes a move against the cartel, but the strategy's flawed. They retaliate and leave him in a hospital ward. A bullet buried in his vertebra and one in his leg. The doctor sighs and says, I don't think you'll be walking again. Fuck. Let me tell you a story about a boy named Jimmy. He was 40 and he cursed the words, mine, mine, gimme. 41 he wasn't walking, 42 not walking quickly, 43 never running round the pavements of his city, 44 inside a palace with a mountain of gold. But those riches turn to rubble and perspective evolves. Weighing heavy on his conscience is the value of gold. Lamborghini for a life, trading money for souls. Jimmy followed the code inside the land of the free. Put your hand inside the cookie jar, take more than you need. And his example is exaggerated versions of me. And it's a version of him, and it's a version of she, and it's a version of you. There's no escaping the blame. The way we live is parasitic. Fuck the money and fame. Cut the music. This isn't entertainment. This is real life. The way we live is lunacy, community, it declines. Hyperpolarized, always fighting, then we divide. Truth is less important than the money that we designed. Money's an invention. Politics from our invention. They all come from people's ideas. Did I mention? Border's an invention. Law and order fuel the tension. It leads to people killing each other. My solution? Everything is subject to change. We could build utopias if individuals were taught to use their brains. But if we teach kids in schools to always be sheep and put themselves before the herd if there's more money for me, then there's no future I see where the humans survive. We're parasites inside a petri dish with cannibal minds. Mold will grow upon the surface then consumes till it dies. And our fate could be the same without this story to the wise. "45. Jimmy comes home out of the rain, soaking wet upon a wheelchair, drinking again. He is everything he wants, he is fortune and fame. He's a fortunate fool with an unfortunate fate. With a 45 caliber aimed at his brain. 45 a fitting number cause his age is the same. Here's the words of his father, it's such a damn shame. Then he presses on the trigger of a money game.
Man. How many of your songs have left me speechless at the end? And yeah, perhaps we need to take a moment, and just reflect on those words. I think holding on to this. I've been told that I can write notes, so I don't have to pick apart my brain to find out what to say. I just remember at the beginning when he was, his father was telling him, as a young boy, a young child, about, hard work gets you the things that you want. And like it reminded me of, more recently, I'd say like even earlier this year, my kids, they often want things. And like I would love to gift them everything that they ever wanted. But I remember, being the dad and telling them that, like you want things in life, you got to work hard for it, you know? And, and, and there's work around the house that can get you there if you want to, work towards those goals. And when I was watching it on the video, I was like, have a heart, guy. It's just a kid. And and it's like, I say that to my kids. Hard work pays, like work towards this better future. Or, you want something that's expensive, you got to save. Don't spend all your money all at once. Save some for a rainy day or for something big, and I never thought that it sounded the way that I heard it here on this video. And like that's just I was told that, we teach our kids, sometimes we teach them things they don't want to hear, that doesn't sound loving or whatever, but it sets them up for the future. And then when they have kids of their own, they can also pass on that knowledge. And so it's just like it's a a fatherly ritual, I guess. And so my youngest, um, I don't know, he wanted to mow the lawn, and that was like the thing that I do. And I said, yeah, you know what? Like here's the thing. He mowed my lawn at my first house when I was selling it. I needed to do the lawn, and I went there with him, and I had to do some stuff around the house. And he said, well, I'll mow it for you. And I said, yeah, okay. Like, because my lawn, it wasn't really much of a lawn. It was like clover and different types of weeds that were just growing. And we always had to cut it anyway. And it didn't matter to me because it was my house. And I had bonfires in the backyard. And so it was actually better that it was weeds. They were more durable. And so, like, I wasn't afraid of him ruining anything, And so he told me at this house, I've cut your grass before and I did a good job. So I should be able to do it now, later on in life. And so I said, yeah, okay. And I kind of showed him what he needed to do. And I said, and he loved it and he wanted to do it again. And I said, well, listen, for every time you cut my grass, I'll give you $20. And he loved it. It was great, And then, of course, summer ended. And, I think like last week he was saying he wanted to cut the grass one more time. He wanted to get another $20. And I said, yeah, but now the grass doesn't need to be cut. It needs to be left long. He goes, what about the leaves? Well, the leaves, they're a home for certain bugs. And so the leaves, they have to stay there. He's like, but I can't rake them? No, it's like raking up a village. You can't rake up a village. You got to leave it there for the winter. They need a place to stay over winter. And so perhaps if we ever get some snow, today is supposed to be 15 Celsius, which is nuts for up here. We're pretty far north near Edmonton. It's pretty cold. We're a winter city. And yeah, so maybe, but that snowblower I have is intense, self-propelling. It's big, it's clunky, it's hard to move around. He's strong. He can deadlift 185. My son is a beast. But yeah. So hard work, and what a story this was. I didn't move around much. I loved the piano at the beginning. I love the violin and the cello. Oh my God. I loved his singing at the beginning. But the story he was telling, like I was all ears. I was listening. And so a story, can be a great song. And it does have a place in my playlist. Because when I'm gonna go out and do some work uh in my RV, uh and I need music in the background, while I'm doing this stuff. And this has a place on a playlist for me. Although, like, it was not a get up and dance song. This was a listen and learn, you know. And for me, it was don't make the same mistakes. I had mentioned before that I'm working on this business idea, and I just want to make sure that I remember these series, remember the words, remember the feelings, and like remember that I'm trying to achieve something, and don't let my life slip by me trying to reach this goal, you know. And so yeah, Money Game 1, 2, and 3. Uh Necessary for sure. That's what I'll say about this. These were necessary songs. And I love that at the end, his spoken word. That was pretty cool. Um yeah, so we're gonna leave it at that, and I hope you enjoyed my reaction. I know it was very dull, but like I was emotionally paralyzed. That's how I was, emotionally paralyzed on this song. I was just listening. So I needed to complete the series. I did that today. Um, Let me know in the comments what this song did to you the first time you heard it. Uh, did it get you up and moving? Did it sit you in your seat listening? Did it maybe get you up there and attack the world? Was it a fight song for you? I don't know. I just want to know kind of like how you reacted to it. You're watching me. Tell me a bit about your story. Till next time. Take it easy.